Hello everyone, it's time to show you the cheap melts for the pack maker and running the macro that I've made. Well, it's the same macro as the expensive melts basically. We just have to use more HQ materials. Because with the cheap melts you will have way less control. Now I have the food popped, it's the chai. I don't use calamari because it's annoying to fish it, it's time consuming. So I just cater to this food. It's currently popped, so these stats are with the food. 654 CP. Craftsmanship just the minimum, 3700. And 3351 control. And here are the melts. Really cheap melts. Now I do recommend just melding trash materia on all 5 slots, the remaining slots, just so you can spirit bond faster. But I'm just making it for the sake of the guide, because I'm not gonna be using this gear. Melds in the video description, I'm going through them on the video as well, you can pause it if you want. As you can see, barely any over melds, only grade 10, couple grade 10s on the guaranteed slots. So it's really cheap to do. Rings are the same. Honestly, you don't even need that control. You can just supplement it with more HQ mats. But if you have it laying around, you may as well use it. Alright, so those are the melts. Now let's use both macros, the 35 durability and the 70 durability macro as well. Here's macro number 1. Same macros as with the other melts, the expensive melts. The only difference is here that you have to use more HQ materials, basically. If you're planning to craft for the whole patch non-stop, I would recommend the expensive melts. So you have the quality of life not having to use HQ materials as much. Okay, macro number 2. Tricks of the trade didn't go off, so don't worry if it says action cannot execute. It's only there to prevent Byregots on poor condition. There you go. So even with the cheap melts, we get 100% on the 35 durability stuff. Now let's do the 70 durability. I'm gonna do one trial synthesis, see how it goes. See how much quality we're missing. Now one feature I would like added to trial synthesis is you can trial with different amount of HQ materials, and you can also have an option to not get excellent or good condition. That would be really sweet. Oh, a nice sale notification right there. Alright, here's macro number 1. I've been selling so much materia. I've made around 140 million gil since yesterday when patch came out. And like 40% of all of that was just materia. I've been selling a lot of the new gear as well. This patch has been way better than previous Savage patch. Gear have been selling really good. Alright, macro number 2. There is no way for me to know exactly how many HQ materials you will need. I can just only do a rough estimate. The only way to really find out is by doing 100 crafts and see the rate. Okay, 47%. So we probably need a lot of HQ mass. Let's do a real craft now. I have one of those inks. I'll do one real craft and see how many HQ materials I use. I'll use 2 here and 2. Okay, so that's 4 HQ materials. I'm not using the leather HQ, but chances are with these melds you also need the leather HQ. So 3,200 at the start of the craft. I don't think that will be enough, but let's see how many % we get with this. So if you're going for the cheap melds, you will have to use all HQ materials. If you do find out the minimum amount of HQ materials needed, do feel free to leave it in the comments. But that's something you can find out like after doing so many crafts, to have data collected on that. It is impossible to know after a few crafts. So I'm just giving you a rough estimate right now. Well, that was lucky. That was good condition on the advanced touch. That's 100%, but it doesn't count. See, this is why I wish we had trial synthesis without getting good conditions. Cause yeah, that was 100%, but that's not realistic. Cause there is not many there's not gonna be many times where you will get good condition on advanced touch right there, and that's a lot of quality gain. But yeah, at least you have the macro to guarantee HQ. Just make sure you HQ all of the materials. You can use the first macro to HQ all of your materials. At least HQing materials is 100%. It's just time consuming. You have to go through it if you don't want to do expensive melds. So there are your options. Anyways, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like the video. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to support the content, you can do that on Twitch, where I live stream making Gil, or Patreon, where you can sometimes get early access to guides. Thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.